There we go. We're cooking now. Okay, it's up. Let's put the game up on the screen because that's what the folks want to see. All right. Okay. Let us see. I'm going to get our chat up on the screen here as well. Hope y'all are having an amazing, freaking amazing Sunday. Let's see here. I'm going to put it up on the screen here. I got the music playing in my head. Let me see if y'all can hear that. Hold on. I'll get y'all situated too. I'm literally over here just vibing. Right. Our videos. Where is that code? It said it sent me a code to check out here. Google account, what the heck? Okay, hold on a second, get my tablet, and I'll be ready to roll. Alright, I think we're going to be good. I had to grab the tablet. We're here cooking today. Alright, forgive me it's taking a second. Basically, what I'm trying to do right now is just get the chat to pop up on screen. Once the chat pops up on screen, I'm good to roll. And we can communicate and collaborate and do all the other eights. Oh, there it is. So that should bring the chat up, and then there you go. Nice. So I give that a second to pop up, and I think that we are going to be okay. Good, we're here. Oh, Mason's in the chat. What's cracking, my guy? Let's see. You guys can hear the music. Nice. Monitor and output. Good. That's monitor off. Might have some game music if it makes some game music. It's gonna lag for a second. It will for a second. I got my I'm canceling my stuff that was online earlier, so I was gonna do it for just a moment. It's just temporary. All right. That's what we did last time. We clicked stop recording, which is fine. I got rid of our light last time. And close Discord, which takes up all of the freaking speed on my computer for some weird reason. I have no idea why. It's just its thing. It's just what it does. All right. So, what is that tab? I have no idea. Oh, I didn't know that popped open. Nice. All right, let's get our speed back so we can have some fun, because I got some things to discuss today that I think are overdue. I did pull this weekend and I did get some gold. Where did the gold come from? I won't spoil, but I just need to see this thing to show up on the screen, because it's showing I'm having 0 drop frames, but it says encoder issue. I don't want encoder issues. Consider turning down video settings and using the fast encoding preset. I'm gonna click that real quick just to see. Stream output. Streaming. It's not recording right now, so it's just this constant 3000. I'm gonna put this back at 0. How about that? Because I've been having an issue ever since I set that for 2. And I don't know why that even is an option. Profile high. Yep. We'll still go up fast. Click that and apply that. And apply that. And no tune. This is the magic of making content, y'all. You literally go into your computer and press a whole ton of buttons to make stuff work in the back. All right, apply more stuff here, and we should be. That's gotta change. We gotta do something about that. I know there's somebody that I actually said that I was gonna pull something for them soon. So I'll be interested to see what we can do with that. All right, give it a moment. It's gonna do its little thing in the background and finish this little encoder thing, and it should be fine. Alrighty. Opera set reworked space. Boom. Good bones, get the content with heroes and demon soldiers together out there. Can't watch it all, but I'll get the replay. Oh, yeah. Get the content with heroes and demon soldiers together out there. Yeah. There's some good stuff that's coming, actually. There's actually some good stuff coming to the game, which is nice. My thing is, whenever and y'all may actually see this, I'm using my phone for this right here. Whenever I jump on to make a live stream, what's cracking, Sassy? Whenever I jump on to make a live stream, immediately the very first thing I get is an overloaded issue. It's the first thing. It just disappeared, so it's gone, and then it came right back, which I don't know why. But I'm not even doing the complex stuff. But so what I'm doing right now, I'm just changing settings as I go, and just getting rid of the stuff that was making the issue before. No replay buffer at all. Leave that, and I'm gonna make it in VDR. We're gonna make that V. Let's see if that does something here. Frame rate, yeah, it's fine. We definitely gonna have it at 30. Click apply. Keyframe interval, put it back at 2. Okay. Can I open the studio as a separate tab? Because that'd be great if I could. All right. Okay, so wait a second. Let me know now. I just want to make sure. Are we doing better than before? Alex Dart said that's better than. I guess that's better than nothing was what he meant to say. We'll click that option, see if that does it. All right, I just made about 4 changes on the back. So just give it a second to see if it doesn't say overload. Let me know in the chat if it is looking proper to you now. I can actually see the chat in OBS now, and I don't know if that's the cause. But I can see it as we're chatting right now. But I keep getting the overloaded symbol, which I don't like. My drop frames are at 0, so that's great. But for some reason, I cannot see when I choose my videos to watch. Wait a second, here we go. Okay. I can actually see the chat. Okay, it's working. I can see it now. I see it on the screen. There's a little choppy though. I don't know why it's that choppy. That's weird. That was actually very choppy. Well, we got 10 people in the chat, so let's cook. Let's cook. I'm a big kid today. A little bit of a reason to celebrate. It looks like it's working now, which is good. Okay, good. Frame rate's still a little choppy. I don't know why that is. That is just, that's a little puzzling to me, and I don't like that. But we will get back to it. And it's still choppy. But let's cook. I set it for 3,000, set it for variable. Yeah, look, I had to have a good time, man. It's been a freaking awesome session so far. Yeah, okay, all right, never mind. I see our speed's coming back. Okay, we're good. I don't know what the issue was with that. That was so weird. I do not know why they was doing that, but let us get the game going, shall we? Take this off here. Did it pop up on screen yet? It has not, so I'm going to have it unplugged. And we're gonna click this, and this is gonna bring our game up on screen. Also, I've got like 2 summons, so I'm gonna bust those. I don't know where those ancients came from. It must have been from the not Corridor of Glory, one of the events where it gives you 2 of them. I must have reached it recently. And okay, that's up, nice. So I'm gonna put this up on the other screen now, and do one should connect to my phone, recognize the game, and throw it up on the screen. And once it does that, I can put it in here and stream. But yeah, this frame rate is looking, I might have to actually do a test stream and like just figure out the issues that's going on here, but we're gonna cook. I just need to do on software to start working quicker soon. Brave Conquest, that's it. Yeah. All right, let me see. Am I moving good? My frame rate dropping on this end? Not on this end, just on the output. Okay, y'all seeing good stuff too. Sorry, yep, y'all know. Forgive me, y'all do know this is wonderful world of content creation. But I do apologize for this delay here. All I'm doing right now is just trying to get the game up on screen. So I'll just restart my phone. But let's go ahead and start chatting, because I'm burning daylight by just talking. Y'all ain't here to hear me do tech support the whole day. Nah. Yeah, I've been thinking like, the game is in a pretty good spot right now. I'm not gonna lie, it's been doing real nice. The game's been fun. The content that's been coming out for the game has been great. We've been able to do some cool stuff in the community, which I think is really nice. That's always a big plus for me. And now I'm like, okay, what's coming next in the game? What's the next thing to come to Watch of Realms? And I figure what I want to do is I want to start to make a video. And I want to use this video to send it directly to the devs of almost like a wish list of stuff that we would like to see in Watch of Realms, possibly in the next year, possibly within this year. I'll go through the chats here as well. Dirty Bird P, Brave Conquest, that was right. Mason, I finally got all my 21s done and moved to Nightmare Vorriff now. Oh, you cooking. I'm gonna tell you, Nightmare and I think it's like Hard is the one before that. It's not nearly as big a jump. The only difference is less heroes and a slight jump in BP. But once you get it together, you're set. Best thing I'm gonna say, farm gear. Takes you way faster, way further. But yeah, it's Nightmare Vorriff is not that difficult. I knocked out Hard, I think it's if it's the one before it. I knocked out Hard and Nightmare like back to back as weeks. So you can do it. You're gonna have a good time. Use those Rift blessings too. I'm stuck on 21 Gear Rate 2. So the good thing is Gear Rate 2 is, I would say Gear Rate 2 to me, the easiest of the 3, because it's mostly timing and like a handful of damage dealers and tanks, and you got Gear Rate 2 knocked out. Like, congratulations. You can put your best gear on a certain hero. You could use like 1 or 2 damage dealers and be fine. And I do think you need Volca A1, because you won't get your timings down without that. So you need some time for that. Ajax said thoughts on the new update tonight. It is one of the best things that has come to this game in a long freaking time. The update is amazing. The gear recommendation, Ross, like when I tell y'all, that is a freaking overhaul. Like they did wonderful with that. It's not just like it's good, you know, it's a pretty good idea. This is like coding level, how well they built this thing out for us. They made this bad boy, yeah. If your Verna cooks, you set. Yeah, if you're Verna, oh yeah. Yeah, if you got Vieira, I think that's what he's saying, Gerard. But yeah, the update is looking amazing. They got new exclusive artifacts that are coming too. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all know one thing that I'm exhausted about. Every time something gets added to the game, the first complaint is the watering down the pool. Like, do you want the game to not have new heroes and new content anymore? Like, do you just want to play what you got for the next year? Because there are games that exist like that. And I don't recommend you playing because they're not fun. Like, it's the first year of the game. Now we're in year number 2, and they're exploring new stuff that they can make. They're making new content. You know, they're showing new heroes. They're bringing new artifacts. They're bringing new game modes. They're planning on making a live. This is actually interesting to me. They're making a live arena. It's been in the chats for a minute now, so I think that it would be awesome. I think that it'd be great, but I think it has to be done oh, you know what? One second. I know what I'm missing here. You know, legend has it, the computer can read the phone a lot better when the phone is actually plugged into the computer. So when that happens, then I can do this, and then I press like a button or two, and then after I press that button, I go over here and I press this button, and I show like a blank screen, and then I show the game, because the game shows up when you plug it into the computer. I had it plugged into the charger. The outlet has a USB port, and I plug it into the charger phone all the time. But yeah, let's get this going. Let's make sure we don't have any extra notifications going through while we're playing. Sure, let's get it. Yeah, Dirty Bird said nerf Ingrid. I know that's about to be the conversation for the next like month or so. Look, I understand it and I agree, but this is gonna go back to the same conversation we had before with Boreas. The issue isn't as much the hero as it is the game modes that people have problems with. The same issue that Boreas had was that, oh, you know what? You guys don't want to hear like firecrack sounds in the background. That's not firecrack, but like just bonfire. Yeah, we want the issue is not just the hero. Now Ingrid, amazing champion. Let's not get it twisted. Amazing champion. But the issue is not as much in the hero as why people want the hero to be nerfed. They only want it to be nerfed in PvP content. So what does that tell me? This happened with Boreas as well. They only want him to be nerfed in PvP content. What does that tell me? The issue is not necessarily the hero as much as the content that they're dominating in. So I gave a proposal when Boreas was out and we were having the issue. I said what needs to happen is they need to have, Guild Wars. Everything PvP is the main issue that she has. That's the biggest issue, PvP content. What they should do, let's just start with Arena. I'm still trying to figure out what we could do with Guild War, GVG, that's a little different. But with Arena, just to start, they need to make it to where there's a 50% damage reduction on the minions while they still have that cooldown on the up at the top while they're still prepping to come in. That would have fixed the issue for Ingrid. That would have fixed the issue for Boreas, because they can still get hits, which is good, but they can't kill it outright. And that's the problem that people have, is that they don't feel like they're getting a fair start in the content because they're killing them before they even get in the content. So I think that for Arena, that's a solution that will work for these heroes and the future heroes. Now, is it gonna make it perfect? Nah. There's still a lot that's gonna be done with Arena and Live Arena too. GVG. How do we fix the issue of GVG of her being so dominant? I think what you would have to actually do, and as much as we don't like this, she would have to have some kind of a kit rework. And it has to just be added in her kit that All the buffs she has applies to these different game modes, but then just don't list GVG in that game mode. And I think that will be a way that you can implement the adjustment without it being viewed an overall nerf. It's just, hey, I'm excluding this one game mode because she's so tilted in this game mode. It's crazy. And then you're fixing PvP by adding a simple damage reduction of 50% on the minions while they still have their cooldown counters at the top of the screen. But you know, like when it's a little hourglass, when that's still there, they take 50% of the damage they normally take. That would seem like it would make a lot of sense. That will also change a lot of metas up. So now you have to think of like not just trying to hit them at the gate, you got to manage them as they leave the gate now. So it will make it a little more interesting again. That's my take. That's my take. The biggest issues are PvP content. People never say nerf a champion when it's just PvE. Not to this day in my life. I've never heard somebody play a game and say nerf a champion if it's not involved in PvP content. To this date, every single game I've ever played, never happened. So that's my idea of how they would fix those. So we tackled the biggest one at the very beginning. Looks like we went after the biggest fish first today, right? And it's funny, Ajax said, Ajax the Great said, no, don't nerf her. I didn't have berets before he got his nerf, so let me dominate in PvP for now like everyone else who had him before. I feel you. I feel you. I understand completely. I don't like the way this thing is showing up. I'm showing up like, I mean, it's up to speed, but its frame rates are just weird. Let me change one or two more settings in the background, but we're already talking now, so we into the content today. All right, streaming, let's set it for constant, and let's click OK. All right, I want to see if it changes right now and improves. So I'm giving it a second, letting it work, let it do its little magic in the background. But yeah, I didn't like the way I was showing up on stream. I'm showing up like step by step, and it's not looking that cool. Also, I can close photos, so I don't have that open for any reason. If it gets really crazy in quality, it's my computer trying to back up data while I'm making content. All right, now let's get back into this. Give it a second to work. It's funny, when we were having a big issue with like should we nerf berets and such, at that time I was saying that we shouldn't, but I understood the reason why. It made sense. Like if you're going to, like at this point in the game, he was too powerful in the content, and they had to make an adjustment on that. I think the issue keeps being the place that we play with them is what people dislike. You can make a hero 2-3 times stronger than Ingrid. Nobody will have an issue until it goes into PvP. That's just the case. So that's my take on that. That's number one. Number two, let me take this off the screen for a second, put my notes up here so I can view them. All right, we're cooking today, we're cooking. That frame rate looking crazy, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm figuring this thing out over here. I'm trying to figure out why this thing is gonna work the way it's gonna work. But number two, I am making this video. This is the main reason why I'm making a video today. I want to make a video for the devs, particularly for the devs. This is gonna be like me, this is gonna be getting the content, getting the ideas from different people that play the game. And what I want to do is I want to make a video that talks about the content that we would like to see come into Watch of Realms either this year or in the near future, because the game is very young compared to most other games it's competing against. It's like the youngest. I think Dragon Year is a little bit younger, if I'm not mistaken, because it's only a few seasons in. But this game is very young. And so there's plenty of room to expand and do other things, which is awesome. Oh, wow. Sorry, y'all. I'm from the South. I'm still gonna open these things the same old way. But yeah, we wanna know what content is gonna come into the game, and I'll be honest, the devs are very they're very eager to hear what us content creators and us players in general have to say about the game. So oftentimes they do contact us and say, hey, you know, how you're liking the content that's going on, you know, what can be done differently. They ask it very often, and they're very willing to help us as we talk about the you know, content that's coming into the game. If I say, hey, can I get a hold of like this for this purpose? Normally they're like, hey, sure, let's do it. Let's make it work. That's very rare. When there's an issue in this game compared to most games that I've played, they do a very good job of cleaning it up quickly. As far as it being gameplay related, whether it's something we like or we don't, we gotta say it's pretty quick on the adjustments. Even the whole Berea thing, like they made you can get your results back. It's the same thing for who is it? Who is the champion? Nisal, an epic that everybody has A5 after the first year playing the game at the most. They gave you a chance to rework all of that. So that being said, the devs are doing a good job of making content for the game. I think Ingrid was going to be broken as soon as we read the kit being developed. Like we knew it was going to be broken. Like even when Destin told us about it, like what 3 months ago, we knew it was going to be broken. That's not even new to us. we knew good and well she was going to come out broken. So it's weird to say nerf her. We were reading the kits quarter year before she came to the game. We already knew she was going to be a beast. So it wasn't until, as I said, it wasn't until she entered PvP content. Now, I'm gonna change this profile to high, see if that changes something here. Cause my goodness, I'm like, it looks crazy. I see it on my phone, it's not looking that cool. Yes, I am being a big kid today. Cause also along with the topic, before I mention what the lists are, what the things are, I actually got some from one of the live streams we had before. And I also got a list of them that I got from last night. I was just conversating with Infast City's live stream. And I hopped in there and I asked a bunch of people the question too. Two people actually. But one person in particular gave a ton of good ideas and I bounced back ideas with them too. And there's one overarching idea I really want to see come into the game. But I'm going to do this. I'm lagging bad. See, thank you. That helps me. Profile, put it at baseline. Click OK. See, that helps me. That helps me a lot actually, because now I got an idea of what the issue is. Yeah, but now when I see Ingrid on enemy team, I'll wait 15 minutes to reroll. Look. Don't get it twisted now. I do want you to do this. I've been smashing some Ingrid teams. Turns out, and I don't know why, a lot of people have Ingrid on their team, but a lot of them have her ungeared. And I think what's happening is they're building Ingrid and they're not using her in as much content as they thought they would. And because of that, they start to take her, appreciate it, man. And because of that, they start to take her gear off because she's great in certain pieces of content. So what they're doing is they're building these champions up to do amazing stuff with GVG, putting all the best gear sets on them. And then when GVG starts, they take the gear off and they forget that still affects Arena. Because I've been smashing them in Arena. I haven't run into the Ingrid I couldn't beat yet. Now that's not to say that like she's not good. She's good. She's amazing. But I'm in Plat 3 right now and having a good time beating on Ingrids. Like I don't run away from them. If I see the BP isn't right, that's my sign. Let me go ahead and highlight that real quick. Let me talk to her real quick. GVG is an issue though, because not only is she there, but they put the very best gear on her. So yeah, GVG is a problem. Especially if she's combined with Praetus, just let your defenses hang out and like just chill, because it's not gonna get great. It's not gonna get fun. All right, let me ask this. How are you guys? You know what, I'm gonna set this to 4,000 now. I'm gonna see if I can pick it up a little bit, get a little more quality here. I just adjusted the 4,000. I don't know if that's gonna make it better or not. But we're bringing it up because I want to see if I can get this quality going back for y'all. So I appreciate Ajax for saying like if the quality is going up or down or something. Just let me know. I thank you for that. Now, let's talk about, well, two things. Let's talk about the guy that's still opening these things like a little kid. Let's talk about the stuff we'd like to see added to the game. And while we're at it, we do a handful of summons. Not a lot, just, I got a handful. I mean a handful, I really just mean a handful, like not a ton. I'll check the Dwarves Association. There is not much in here, nothing as far as like summon related. And I always buy the mythical gear and check it if it's worth it or not. It is not in this case. Now, let's get to the summons. Got some quests done too. I got 2 of these. Yeah, sometimes something nice happens. Spectral, is that worse as in quality is worse? Oh, sweet Lord, I think it is. I see it on my screen now. This is why I ask y'all, because y'all helped me out on this, because I cleared out like 120 something gigs of speed on my, not speed, of space on my computer. And now I'm gonna set it for VBR. There we go. Frame rate of 24, that's fine. Cool, and click apply. I wonder if this will help. I changed the frame rate too. Like when I tell y'all I'm really trying to get this thing to go to work for y'all, I'm trying. Skyrogue said if we pull 3 Legos that are not the one we wish for, the 4th Lego will be the one we wish for. They could have had wishes for epics too. Ooh. So I think that's gonna be tough though, Skyrogue, because that just means people are just gonna save up and then just get what they want in every 4 summons and clear out the game. Now I'll say it's gonna be, that'd be particularly bad for us content creators, because then we just know that every 4 summons of Ancients, whatever, we're gonna get a Praetus or whatever the champion is. But I do like the idea of you having a wishlist champion, and whoever that wishlist champion is, it is automatically a 3x times chance you can get them, and that just be a permanent wishlist thing. And over the year, it turned into a 5 time, and then it turned into like, you know, like a 7 time. And once you get that hero, that wish list is on cooldown for like 3 days or something. I don't, because that way you won't, like, you know, over abuse it over a weekend or something, or cooldown for 24 hours or something like that. I like the idea of like, if you don't get a hero, other game I play has that and it works. Interesting. What is the other game? Because I want to know. Because I played a handful of gacha games, maybe about 5, no, longer than that. I'm sorry. There's another game, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like maybe 7 years now, on and off, different games. Ooh, that's delicious. Sorry, y'all. I legit was like, I'm gonna eat like a kid today. But looks like the frame rate's doing a little bit better too. Cool with that. But I like that idea. So I'm gonna say what the idea is, because I'm gonna chop these into a video for the devs to see them. Skyrose says, if we pull 3 Legos that are not the one we wish for, the 4th Lego we pull will be the wish one. They could have the wish list for epics too. So I do like the idea of making it to where there's a wish list. I think a wish list is needed for this game. And I think if they're gonna do it, Gemstone Legends, okay, match 3 game, okay, cool, nice. I think that if they're going to do it, they should have a wish list, and it should be for epics and legendaries. And it should not just be a 2 times chance. It should at least be a 3. I like the idea of the guaranteed hero. I think that's actually pretty cool too. The problem is when you get into guaranteed territory, that's when the whales start to skyrocket past other accounts. And that's when you start to hear more issues of this game is broken, I can't enjoy this content anymore. Because trust me, if there's somebody, I promise, I'm gonna tell you why. Perfect example, I'm gonna just start with 1 hero. If you put that version into this game, because as they get awakenings, because you can get awakenings this way, as you get awakenings, the champion's builds can change completely. Have you ever gone up against an A5 Torador in GVG? It is a wreck. It is an absolute wreck, because you don't know that its A5 is active until it happens. And that being a result, it changes drastically how you play it. Now that means that all the whales in the game are gonna have access to that within the first week of an A5 hero. because they're just gonna wail. They're just gonna spend all their resources and get all of that stuff because it's a fast forward button to exactly the champions they want, and there's nothing in the way of stopping them from getting it. So that does make it a little bit of a challenge to balance that. That's why I think that the option of the 3 times is still great, because it's still RNG. Once you start to remove RNG from something and you make it a clear shot at getting it, there's nothing stopping a whale from getting it 5, 10, 20 times. And then you have people in, like, then you can't join Apex Overlord. The majority of the player base can't join it. Right now, a lot of them can't. Like, I've never been in Apex Overlord, to be honest. I've never had that big an interest in Arena. But trust me, there'll be 200 players to have A5 everything in the first week. Trust me. And that'll be a real problem for a lot of the players, because you just can't play the content. And that was one of the issues that happened with Raid. It's more so the power creep of the heroes that you can get in the game. But what happened was the top players in the game got these heroes that were just too good. And because they were too good, you really couldn't enjoy the game mode anymore. And you don't want to make an option to fast forward that. But I do love the option of having a wait list. I think that'd be dope. A wish list, I'm sorry. I think that'd be a really cool idea. I like that idea. Let me tap this summon button a few times while we're here. I'm gonna hit these, just because it's 2x. I'm not getting any benefit out of this, honestly. I've already maxed out the other event, and I did get the update of, I did get the maxed event, and I did get some pretty decent stuff from Ancients. Well, I got some pretty decent summons. I'll say that. I want to say where they came from. I'll put that video out tomorrow so y'all can see it. I wanted to do it today. Nah. I did a collab in the morning and 3 live streams yesterday. So I was chilling. So I'm gonna do these here. I'm just gonna do the summons, and then I'm gonna go into the ancient summons. The wish list idea is a great idea though, Sky Rose. I like that idea. I do hope that that's listened to. That's gonna be the first thing I mention in the video. I think that's a cool idea. That's really good. Let's get into the base summons here, and then I'm gonna go into the ancients. I don't think I have any of these. There's a very funny story with Divines. You see that in the video, by the way, too. I don't know what to say about it. I have no idea what to say about it. But I will say it is going to be, the comment section is going to be crazy on that one. That I will approve. Because I had to put my money where my mouth is. That's the best way to put it. I really had to find a way to make the best out of what occurred. Yeah, the audience is loving that. That's dope. I love that. The camp stuff. Now the camp update, okay, let me clear this up. The camp update is it's very awesome, but it's how you view it. So there's gonna be people that are gonna play it and they're not gonna enjoy it because the startup to get it going is a little slow. But I want you to put it this way. When I was in the chat yesterday in the Fastidious live stream, one of the conversations were, I wish there was a way where if I'm offline for a long period of time, when I come back on, there's a chest waiting for me. That's literally what the camp update allows you to do. It's not a chest, but you tap the mine and you get all the results out of there. And you can get a max of that at level 10. You can get a max of that 3 times a day. So 3 chests of free rewards every day, that's not bad. But there's gonna be people that's gonna say, hey, I don't like this content because, it's just a bunch of clicking buttons, stuff like this is time consuming. You're literally building a free chest that you can get multiple times a day. That being said, I am of the opinion, when it first comes out, it's gonna happen up on the main screen. Sure, that happens, that exists. But I think they may have to put it into a certain area. The same way they're going to do the War Room, where they consolidate Tide, they consolidate the Guild Boss in there, Simrod's going to be in there, Void Rift and Epilogue. They're all going to be in this War Room area. And in there, you tap that to go to all that stuff, so it's not too much clutter on the main camp. But I do think the farming stuff has to be that way too, because there's just a lot of stuff to pay attention to. But at the same time, this game has background battles, so it does give you something to do on the main screen while you're waiting. So there's a benefit to that. But I will say you do have to look at it as the fact that you're getting free champions. I mean, not free champions, you're getting free content like a free chest of stuff multiple times a day. So it has a benefit to it. It's not like you're getting 300 gems every 8 hours. No, that's that's not it. That's not it. But you know, it's like an extra 10 gems. You know, an extra 15 menthol. You know, like an extra 50 energy when you pop back in. It's not bad. What did you do to do it? You went about your day. You went to work. You came back and you tapped the button. That's here. So that's my take on that. I like the camp update. I do think there's going to be people that wish that there were more rewards for it. Me personally, I agree. I would like the rewards to be a little better, but it's free. It literally costs you almost zero effort. You tap 2 buttons. You can literally ignore everything else on the screen, especially after you max it, and only tap the cave and then tap the claim button in the cave. Congratulations, you just reaped 80% of the rewards you're going to get from it. It's great. It's great. I like it. I enjoy it. That frame rate is looking some kind of crazy right now, but we're going to make it work. Let me check this on my screen also. I need to view this on the top screen. I'll put it up here. That should be good. I cannot view it, so give me one moment here. Where is it? I literally have to look at my screen like this to see my content right now. This is crazy. All right, and the game come back. There we go. I'm closely monitoring OBS right now. I'm looking at how it fluctuates. So it just went down to like 200 something, which is great. And then it went up to 600. Don't understand. Yo, Curex is looking that way. I need to figure out why OBS is behaving so crazy though. Cause like the frames and stuff is just like nuts. Like, okay, right now it's at 527, which is crazy high, crazy high. I'm going to swipe it so it goes off the screen right now. I'm gonna give it like 10, 15 seconds or so and just see if that makes a big difference here. Yeah, it just jumped down to 172. I wonder, let me try something. Let me see if I can cut down resource usage of this game. Let me see. I'm gonna click application capture. What's up, Dassery? Daisy's in the building. What's going on? No, not that. No, don't show all of my actual stuff. I wonder if I can use that to make it. Yeah, like OBS is doing, I bet it's looking nice right now. Besides not being able to see the game, it's looking fire right now. Like the speed is good. I bet y'all getting it great right now because it's at 176. It's very low. The latency is very low. I guarantee it's looking crazy for y'all right now. And it's just a whole bunch of files y'all see on the screen while I'm working, like a whole bunch of clients and stuff too. But tell me, like, let me know in the conversation, like in the chat, is the quality like even though the screen is black right now, the quality is great right now, isn't it? It's because I have a separate monitor open, and that monitor is what plays the game. And because it shows the game, it basically has to amplify how much it uses, how many resources it uses. That's the issue that I was running into yesterday. Oh, it's cracking slate. No. I understand. Have fun. Do what you do. Look at all the people showing up. All y'all were in Slate's channel, I know. Glad to have you. Yeah, the frame rate's nice right now, right? So I'm gonna figure out how to fix this issue really quickly. I think I know a way to do it. So I'm gonna unfull screen this here. And I'm gonna just watch it for a second to see what happens from it. And I'm gonna see if I can make it larger. Let me see, I'm just looking for options on the screen here. I don't wanna capture, I wanna make a picture of it. Yeah, OBS is much smaller right now, but now I'm going to click that, click OK. And I'm going to position this here. I'm gonna stretch it out on this screen. Well, let's see. No, not the Nash at tier list, what the heck? Why can I still click that? Delete that for right now. I don't need that at all. Actually, let's lock it. All right. Order. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to basically get it and make it bigger. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put this on the top layer. So I might disappear for a second. Oh, for some reason I'm not disappearing. Cool. The blank screen is awesome. Yeah, I'm literally like what I'm gonna do right now is just make this bigger. If I could just make it bigger, I'll be good. Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna just make it bigger. But I'm gonna keep it small on the other screen because that has been what was heating up my frame rate. So that's my main iPhone. You see my name just pop up there. You know who I am by now. I comment on the freaking ads that come on the that come into what is it? That come into the on Facebook. So it's very obvious. Let's see here. That's too big. This is the work of it. This is the work of a content creator, y'all. So that's what we do all the time. Problem solving, baby. A little bit smaller, a little bit smaller. And what's crazy is my resources aren't going up. It's still in a decent thing. So the encoder might happen a little bit, like a little bit of an issue. But I'm gonna put this here. I like to right there is good. And I'll bring it back down under me. Yeah. So can I deselect that stuff there? I don't like that stuff on the top of the screen. I want that to disappear. How do I make all that disappear? There's gotta be a button for that. Transform, start record, 90 degrees, pin, full screen, minimize, close. I'm sure there's a way to fix that, but let's cook. That's just up there. We're gonna see that. A lot of streamers do that. Yeah. So I actually made a smaller image. If y'all can see, it's a much smaller image. But the quality went up. So I'm still gonna have a little bit of choppy frame rate, still a little bit. It's gonna exist a little bit. If I shrink it much smaller than this, it's gonna be tiny. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shrink it much smaller than this and make it tiny. Yeah, my name is here. Y'all know who I am now. We ain't playing that game no more. All right. It's a little bit tiny, a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger. And we're good. There. There we go. We 8-bitting it today, baby. And now my percentage has gone much lower on my game, on my console. That's crazy. That's crazy. So we're gonna get our frame rate back. We're cooking now. Back into what we were talking about. Let me click this and see what it's saying here. Load's still pretty high on the console, on the thing, but we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Now, next thing we want to say, I want to finish the summons here. And yeah, on there, sure. Finish these 4 and then those other 2. Maybe some gold will come through, who knows? Yeah, a lot of streamers do that. I would have never thought of that idea until just now. And just make that work. I could put like a little blank bar up there to get rid of stuff at the top, but we're here. Actually, you know what? I probably can. But we're good. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. Y'all here to see the game. There we go. If that makes it an issue, there we go. It's gone. It has disappeared. But yeah, just enjoying playing the game here. Let's talk about more of the topics here. So what would you like to see added to the game? Skyrose already says she wants to add a wish list of some sort to the game. Her idea was to have where you can have up to 3 chances of not getting them before on the 4th one you're guaranteed to get them, which is not bad. It's kind of cool. Well, that quality is looking jank. Look at that. Look at that. You can't even read that. It looks like it's a different language, but it's here. Next up, this is from Varth FTW. He was one of the main people making comments, and in that chat, he said maybe the idea of having rivals in PvP or rematching people who beat you in arena while you're gone. That would give you more rewards for beating them. That's a pretty cool idea. This is on the stream on Fastidious YouTube channel. Yeah, I typed that as a note for myself. But yeah, having a rivals set up in GV in arena would be pretty cool. What do y'all think of that option? Like if you have a certain person and you're like, hey, I want to beat that team that beat me, or I just lost to them. Like they're marked as a rival, and you get like a higher bounty for beating them again. That'd be pretty cool. Because I'll be honest, most times when I lose against a team, I just say I lost against that team and keep it moving. And that's that. What do y'all think of that option? Is that a cool option for y'all? Y'all think that's good? And that light just went out, but I have another battery right here. And I'm wearing pants today. Look at that. How about that? Look at that. We're back at it. What do y'all think of that option of having like a rival style and arena that gives you an extra bonus if you can beat a team, or if a team beats you and you go back and you beat that team, you get more rewards? I think, honestly, I like that idea, especially because they're adding a new currency to Arena soon. This is good. To me, this is a great idea for Arena. It's a great idea. Because it's just more rewards for playing the same thing. People are like, oh, it's going to get tilted, it's going to get paid to win. Arena's already been paid to win, people. Like, it's been that since month one. It's not, you know, since Salazar started getting power crap. It's been that forever. But yeah, I think it's cool because now you get a chance to get new champions. You can get, I think it's mythical artifact assets are going to come from that now. I think it was $98, bro. My quality was looking crazy earlier. It's looking bad. I'm just trying to figure out how I can get the encoding to work faster. That's the main thing I got to do, is figure that out. I know of 1 or 2 more features I can do. I'm just not touching any of them right now. Yes, Justin, I'm trying to make it work, bro. I think I literally was cooking my computer earlier. But next up, let's get some more summons going too. Another one of these. The next one was for me. Now y'all let me know what y'all think of this option. This one was, I thought of this, a map in the game where one of the mechanics is that it rotates your platform units by 90 degrees mid-content. And you have to build a comp that adapts to the new layout. So like there's different areas where the minions or the demons come in and it rotates your guys, but it's like only your platform units or only your ground units. And so you kind of have to think of, okay, I have this person here. Would it be useful if this rotates or if this changes? And I don't mean the entire map. I mean like the platform they're on rotates like 90 degrees and now they're facing a different direction. And you got to think about, do you need to pull them up and put somebody else down, or are they still good at the new job that they now have? I'd be interested to see how that works out. Just let me know what y'all think of that idea. Is that a feasible idea? Is that a dope idea? Does that work? And every time I say something, I keep going back to make sure this computer is doing okay. I'm still at a high percentage. Like for some reason, I can't avoid it again. It's still back. It's still here. It's still happening. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Forgive me when I say this here. Hold on a second. Oh, I could just do that. But I can't do that now because we're already live. I could just drop this to 720 next time we do a stream and that'll fix everything. It's at 1080 and it's trying to push 4K. That could be why. That could be why we have an issue. Let's get into more of the summons here. We got 2. That could work for other campaign difficulty as well, maybe. Yeah, I like that idea for campaign. For campaign, that actually is pretty cool for me. I'm going to apply this here. I'm doing another change here. I keep changing the settings because I want to see if something works that takes the computer percentage down. So right now, when I say like it is working overtime, it is working overtime. So maybe it's a limit that I have on my side, but it is at 542% for OBS right now. 100 is the max. But it's trying to do 4K, but it should just be doing 1080. Like I shouldn't even see an option for 4K. But yeah, it's still like going up high. So there's something in OBS that I have to manage to make it take less computer resources at the same time. I don't know what the big issue is there because it's also not recording right now. So I turned off that option, but at the same time, it should never have the issues of the jumpiness, because even when I first started making content on YouTube doing live streams, I had some tech issues, but it was never this. We're working here, we're working. Yeah. So next topic here. Actually, you know what? Let me do the ancients here. Let's talk about these. I did my summons beforehand. There was gold that was involved. I'll put that out tomorrow so you can check that out. We got two. Can we do this tonight with these two? Let us see. Number one is a Lord. Not the Lord we were asking for, though. All right, next one. One more for the culture, one more for the books. Why not? We here, right? Give it a shot. Nero is also another Lord, but it's not the Lords we were after. Not at all the Lords we were after. What do I have in here? Probably some rares. Not many. Enough for one more of the other ones. Oh wait, they were already maxed. You know, sometimes you gotta go in there. Interesting question, Kier. So that's actually something I understand. So Kier asks, quick question, what setting do you have on the encoding speed? You could turn that to faster equals relies more on the internet than CPU. So I'm gonna go to stream. That's an output. And I currently have it on fast, so I can set it for ultra fast and see how that does. So I'm setting it ultra fast now, and the profile is still at high. I'm gonna turn that back to baseline if it doesn't work. Yeah, Aspen is my my vault hero. He's hanging out there. Look, when I say I'm trying every option to make this thing work for us, like we're gonna cook as much options as we can. Yeah, so I just turned it to fastest. And so let's give it a second, see if our frame rate goes up, see if it works. I always have to give it a little bit of time to do what it does because it's still gotta send it up to the internet and it's still gotta take a while, you know, up there, you know, in Google because Google's gotta do their own thing with the files. And then it comes back to be used or however we put it. So I give it a moment. And y'all let me know if the quality is like going up or down noticeably. It may not be like amazing right now because I noticed that y'all, even right now as I'm talking, y'all are still seeing me having a max bunch of champions and I already sold those champions. So forgive me if I take a second to get the response in here. And I'm also going to do this. I'm going to click stop streaming and then I'm going to start it back up again and see if it fixes this pace of stuff. Let's see. Okay. Started it up. Still at a high number, but let's see. Yo, why the frame rate so good right now? Did we fix it? I don't know. I'm looking at the stream and it's looking crispy right now. Okay. I see it on my phone. It looks great. Did we just solve a big problem here? We may have. If we solve that problem, game is frozen. That's okay. I'm on the same screen. I haven't left the screen. Yeah, I haven't left the screen, so the game wasn't frozen. It's just that screen doesn't have any animations. Would be nice if map info page highlights where you can deploy troops. That is worth mentioning. Yeah, that is worth mentioning. So I'm gonna full screen do on again. And then it's gonna be huge here. And I'm going to, y'all know y'all like Predator's belly, don't play. Y'all like that poke belly. If you ask Slate, he's had a lot of pasta. Basically just full screen this bad boy here and fitting it in. I have to do this over and over again because this is how you make a full screen. And all right, it's that one there. And if that actually works, that would be nuts. And what's crazy is it looks like it's working. The percentage is still pretty high. Don't get me wrong, it's still pretty high. It's at like 360, but beforehand it was at like 500 plus. Oh my gosh, did we just fix quality for the stream? Slate, I don't know who to hand this title to anymore. Jenkins CC has to go to someone else. How did that go from like the most best setups to Jenkins CC? This is now looking good though, the last streams. Yeah, this looks good. This is good. Okay, we're not slideshow and you did change the quality to 720 at the same time. I actually did not change the quality at all. I did not change it. But I didn't go to change the quality. But let me see something here. I'm just gonna look at what my settings say. I'm gonna screenshot it for myself because if I ever run into an issue, I'm gonna just go back to this. I'm gonna set that to constant bitrate though. That is gonna change. And for encoder settings, ultra fast, and profile is at high. So now, only thing I did was change it to constant bitrate because that is recommended just to make sure the quality stays consistent. But we up. The music's running, we up. All right, it was just on my, okay, cool. We're cooking. Oh yeah, I see the quality did go down. That I can fix though. I'm gonna try. Another thing here, y'all. Settings. Last thing I'm gonna try. Output. I'm gonna change the bit rate to 4,000. That's gonna bring the quality back up. Now, I don't know if that's gonna be very intense on the process or if it just means it's just gonna send more data out and it's just gonna be fine. See, right now it's in the low 4s, which is still a base area, and it hasn't said encoding overloaded, which is the main thing that I look for. So it looks like we might have some decent settings for making content for live stream. It is really go time now, Slate. It is really go time. I think we just solved a major issue for me, and it was one of the settings. You can try to turn the encoding speed to 1 lower, see if the computer can still take it. Encoding speed, I think I changed it to like, fastest. I set it to like the fastest mode that it can operate on. Let me see settings. I'm checking here, because look, when I tell y'all this is a big issue. Yeah, I have it on ultra fast. So computer usage preset. So I guess what this is doing is it's restricting how much OBS can use of my computer at once. And when OBS is forced to use less, it just produces a better product. But when I let it do more of the computer, it starts to contend with the other resources that the computer is asking for already. So Chrome does that, Safari does that, web browsers do that. They'll steal resources from other apps. And as a result, all apps play that crap then. But this has gotten into the 300s again, which is good. Cool with that. And it dropped the computer's temperature by 20 degrees. So that's the most important part. I don't want to cook my computer. All right, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna do any more setting changes. Let's talk about more of this topic here because I gotta put this out. I want to make sure the devs see this. I think that it's a very important thing, and I think that it's awesome that that they just have a resource. I want them to ask me, yo, what do you think is a good idea? And I'm like, yo, the players said this. They want to do this. So we do it. So next, another one by Varth FTW. And just so y'all know, type them in the comments, like not in the comments, in the chat. See, this is good. I'm not gonna curse. I'm not gonna cry. I feel great. But this is an open forum. Map info page I thought was really good. When somebody said the option of being able to see where you place the tiles on the screen, that was Ajax the Great. Would be nice if the map info places highlights where you can deploy troops. I do agree on that. And that's actually a pretty simple fix. That's something they can do in Photoshop and just change the files and upload them and just make the tiles green. Not that hard. That's an easy one to do. Arbiter Epics. Yo, who did I joke about earlier? Last week, I was like, I would love the idea of like, what if they put rare arbiters in the game? Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious. Ancient exclusive rare arbiters. That will only be funny to me. It would not be funny if it comes on your summons. But they basically do it in the tutorial already. They do. So maybe it's something they started and they may have just stopped doing that over time because they're just focusing on more stuff moving forward in the game. Sometimes they don't revisit that stuff because at the end of the day, The adjustments they make in the game, they either have to keep players in or they have to bring new players. So sometimes the quality of life improvements gets pushed further down the list. That's why you see a lot more legendary champions come into the game than epics, because legendaries bring players. But epics bring stability. I do think this game could use more epics in the game, and I think it could be at a much faster pace. And I also think that this stuff has been planned out for at least 2 years. And the reason why I say 2 years is because we had Draga, who was an epic for a fusion for a hero in the game, and we still have Philippa. And Philippa is another fodder epic for an upcoming fusion. So that means they've at least planned this at least 1 to 2 years already, and maybe implement little different things as we go. But this content's been thought about for at least 2 years, you know, running forward. So there's a lot of stuff that they're going to be putting out, which I do like that they're doing it so freaking fast. Yeah, I do think that's a really good idea, Ajax. That was a good idea. They do need more epics. Goblin faction would be sweet. Okay, I can rock with that. There are a lot of goblins, but the goblins are kind of weak. They gotta have, like, with that faction, you can have goblins, but then you gotta have ogres, then you gotta have Ogren, which is like Lord of the Rings. We're getting into that now. Orcs, they gotta get bigger versions too, because goblins usually aren't that big in most content that you see them in. But goblin faction is kind of funny. That's kind of cool. Yeah, help boost the goblins we already have in the game. Goblin faction. So I think, honestly, I think goblins are supposed to be fodder. I don't think that they were put in this game to be amazing and insane, but that being said, I would like to see it. I would love to see a freaking Goblin King Gerhard. That'd be fire. I would love that. I would think that'd be pretty cool. Like, give me one that isn't like feeble. Give me one that's like straight vicious. So I don't know. I think you got to make him a fighter in that case. Or like he found some other hero's legendary weapon, like he stole it, and that gives him the ability to be like a mage, like a really incredible mage or something like that. Like, I think that'd be really cool. I'm gonna need my RNG drop rate increase, please. Understood, Mason. I don't know if that's an adjustment they're gonna add to the game. Y'all don't understand. I'm happy right now. Like, the stream is actually good quality. Y'all saw what we were doing last time. It was not nice. And I'm keeping these settings. Even if I have guests, I'm keeping these settings because these for live stream are wonderful. They're really good. Really good. Shout out to you, my man. I do appreciate that. Was it Ajax that said that or gave me the setting ideas earlier, or is it Curex? Yeah, Curex. Appreciate you, my guy. You did just help me, because what's weird about streams is that you can test it, but it's better when somebody tells you try this. Because it's a lot faster than me just experimenting, trying 6 different things and all of it's not working because I fix one thing and break another. Yeah, it would be sweet to have that. I think the Goblin fact, that's interesting. It's interesting. Now, one thing I want them to have, I think this is going to be something that's like year 4 or year 5. I don't think this is something that's going to happen soon, because it can become quote unquote game breaking. I would love for them to have either a faction or a perk or something that you could put in the game that allows you to put platform heroes on the ground and ground heroes on platform areas, so that it can be placed universally in the content. So let's say, for example, if there's a platform that like a Demi or Dolores would be great at, putting a fighter there means they have to stop and fight the fighters because they have to walk in that direction. Even if they take a left or a right for the pathway or whatever, if they run into that fighter, they have to fight them. Or if they have a mage in a different spot, that mage never is going to take any damage, but they're in a better position to do more damage because of where you can put them. I think that's definitely going to be later down the list. I don't think pirate faction is going to work, because there's already so many heroes that are already pirates. You would have to make them double faction, and I don't know. I would like it. I think some of the player base is going to say that's lazy. For the devs. For the devs to just say, hey, it's a new faction, these guys belong to it. And who are we gonna get? We're gonna get Captain Rev, and we can get Razak, and then we're gonna get like Harpoon, and we're gonna get, Selkath. Like, they're not using the factions they're in now. Why are we gonna give them a new faction to suck in? But I'll mention another one that I mentioned before. I would like to see more bond skills that work mid-game, in the content of the game. So what I mean by that is, like, you have your Salazar and Kineza bond skill that allows them to do more damage. You have your Captain Rev and your Razak that allow you to get more gold and more EXP. I would love the option of, if you have Brokir and Azor, that you get a 5% increase in exclusive artifacts in the Forge. That's fair. It's not too crazy. It's not too over the top. It's not a crazy buff. And Noah Umarid is another one. Silas and Vierna, another one. Like, there's a lot of them in the game, but I would like to see more of them. I would love to see more bond skills. I love the idea of the 2 dwarves that are like Forge dwarves in the game being able to increase your chance of something in the Forge. I think that'd be pretty cool. That's just my take. That's my take. Dragons should definitely be able to place anywhere, as they could be flying. Yeah. I mean, technically, you're right. I mean, they go to any faction they want to. They visit wherever. Another thing that I want to see added to the game, and I'm going to get back into my list, I would like to see mount heroes. So what do I mean by mount heroes? I mean, to start it off, I think you should be able to put your heroes on tiles, on the ground, or wherever. I would love that option, but I would love the option if, when I say mount heroes, I mean that, oh my gosh, this actually updated pretty speedy for y'all. When I say mount heroes, like, you have one hero that you can add, that's a certain mount that you have to your team for that content. And, you know, you can place them on the tile, and then you can put one hero on top of that, and that mount gives that hero a special ability, like a 30% chance to do an extra attack, or like the increase. Well, Slate, she said we like the speed of the content. That's what you meant. You're right. Or it can increase their attack speed by 200, or it can increase their crit damage by, you know, like 150% for that hero. But you can only have one mount per content that you're playing. I would love to have that. I think that would be pretty cool. Some champions would be ineligible, like Aspan or Abson. It would be ineligible. Aveline, ineligible. I don't want to see any kind of mountain things going on with them, especially Aveline. She does not want to see it. Of the heroes in the game, Abson and especially Aveline would not want to see it. Where is she? And for one reason in particular, I think she's not geared anymore, is she? Wait, she's Northerners. Make it easier to find her, right? Like how he's titled as Northerners. She got spikes on the back. She's not taking any kind of mountain. There'd be no kind of mountain going on here. It would be none. Katy Perry don't take that kind of fun. It's not fun. Meant speed of the stream, but it applies to, yes, speed of the stream would be good too. Yes, I'm glad that it's much better. Mason, give us AMR 21. Yes, I already know that that's something in the works for sure. It has to be, because 18 giving you a range of, I think, of like 2 to 10 is stupid. Not to be mean, but it's way too varied. It should be 5 to 10. It should be 8 to 12. I should be going in there knowing I'm going to get a good haul out of this. Not maybe I get a good haul. Like the actual idea that there's a real chance that I can do 100 runs and get 200. That's minuscule, sure, but it exists, and it shouldn't exist on that spectrum. 200 mithril, that's not cool. That's not good at all. Yeah, I like that idea. AMR 21 needs to happen. I'm pretty sure they're already doing that. I think they mentioned that in the dev insights already, so that is something on the way. We just don't know when, but AMR needs to be soon. I do want more gleaming meteorites. I want more ways to get gleaming meteorites. So, excuse me. I had this conversation with another CC. We were talking about the camp update, and we said that in the cave of the camp update, we would like for there to be gleaming meteorites in that cave. It makes sense to be there. It makes sense. And also mythic artifact essences to be in the cave. I think that makes sense to put those kind of tiny rewards in there, because that's going to skyrocket people going there to get it. Even if it's a very small chance, it's still good to have that as a reward in the camp update. Will be the same as promotion rate 15 giving 2 to 10 badges, Promotion rate update was nice. It was very good. You get a bunch of resources you don't need right now, but they're still actually useful. Like, I mean, when you do donations, now you have tons of them. I will say too, I want more ways. A lot of in-game players are having this issue right now. I want more ways to get legendary extracts, which allow you guys to promote from level 4 to level 5 in promotions. I'm always short on those. Even right now, let's see. Right, I almost tapped my phone that's showing the stream instead of my phone is playing the game. Even right now, can I see it? I gotta find it here that's not leveled, right? I only have 2. I literally only have 2 of them. If I get a new Lego, they're gonna have to hang out for a while I do promotion raids again. So I like the idea of getting more of these. Now, Mythics, I got 156. You guys can't see it at all. I got 156. But only 2 of these? Like, that's not balanced. That's a change. Yeah, I don't have many legendary extracts at all. Yeah, I would like for them to keep these materials to be available. Like, I'm gonna be honest, once you hit end game, you probably like the game should be giving you enough resources that you pretty much don't have to hit promotional raid anymore. It's kind of beneath you because the content is super easy and the rewards are very niche, very limited. So that's my take. That's my take. I will also like if they allowed you to get refined crystals from promotion raid, like the shards of them. That'd be cool. Add it to the pool, 1 out of 30. I will be fine with that. That will cause me to want to do promotional raids and just get more stuff just to have it. And it's just a bonus for doing it because after a while, you don't like going back and forth and doing that stuff. Oh, snappity dap. I see some fire people jumping in the chat. So Michael Scram said the fact I'm going to AMR 18, spending 10K energy and getting maybe 1 or 2 artifacts I want, that's crazy. Alter Egos in the chat. Give us pure DPS heroes based on defense and our HP. Not bad ones, but good ones. So that's a good one. So this is a challenge for a lot of gacha games I've played, particularly Raid has been this issue. Dislight was very similar to this also, and this game as well. The problem with defense scaling and HP scaling is there's so much you have to balance because of these champions, because what'll happen is they'll become not invincible, they'll just be insanely good champions. They'll be super tanky and then hard to kill, and then also do extra damage, which is very hard to kill. Same thing with defense. So what happens is when it reaches a certain threshold, it kind of tips the scale and make the champions too powerful. So you got to find a way to code that properly. I don't know if that's a problem that's been solved yet. It can be. It's simple math, honestly, but I would love it. I would love it. I would love it if this game is the first one to get that right. I'll say that. I would love it if it's the first game to get that right. I'm swimming in leg extracts. I would like to be Curex, but I am not. I am, there's a puddle near my foot and I can't identify it. That's how few I have. They nerfed those rates because they wanted the other materials. Yep. I'm sitting at 96 of them. Can you pass over 40? You're not using them. I need them soon. I have 30 of my epics. I have like 30 of my epics only. What are other? There are others than Gluttony. Yeah, Gluttony is HP based. Rourke, I think is HP based too. He's also Northerner, so I could probably find him pretty easily, right? Wait, Rourke is an epic. There he is. He's HP based, I think, right? Yeah, says it in the corner here. Damage scales off HP. He's HP based. You also have like characters like your healers, which is also in the Northerners faction. Wait, she scales off of HP with her regular attacks. So making your healer really tanky would be crazy. But what I don't like is that her attributes are trash. Like, you're an HP scaling champion and you only have 10k HP. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? Yeah, so there's a couple more in the game. There's a few more too. I'm sitting on 825 Lego extras. What am I doing wrong? Whatever you're doing wrong, can I do it too? I would like to do it too. Just putting that out there for those in the chat. I would like for that to happen. Oh, I didn't say this before because I don't say it often. I got to do a better job of this. Do me a favor and just hit the like. just hit the like button. If you were trying to comment and you can't see why your comment won't go through because you're not subscribed, so you do have to click the subscribe button to conversate in the chat. So the chat is reserved to those that move their thumb just a little bit and click that button. I promise you, you will enjoy yourself with the content I make. I promise you. I will see to it. Even right now, the chat is so freaking amazing, they sped up the stream. So would you participate in joining us, please? Or at least hitting the like button. I do appreciate it. For those tiny pennies that I get, I could give my kids a new button on a shirt or something. I don't know, it's not a lot, but I'm happy to be here. Yeah, and Jira's also HP based. Jira is such an interesting champion because she can be built so many different ways. I did finish the video. I finished filming it, and I've done like at least half of the editing for it. I'm still gonna put it out because it's a hero guide, even though it's way past the highlight moment of Jira in the game. But when people are gonna get her, they're gonna wanna know how to build her, and I built her 4 different ways. So 4 different gear sets. Some's for BP, others for different types of utility. Really good. She's really all around amazing champion. But she's not necessarily God tier in much content, and her only having 1 tile range and not be able to hit area units does put a limit on the abilities that she can pull off. That being said, if she's fighting 1 enemy, her damage is crazy good. Also, she has a natural 30% damage resistance to aerial attacks. Because since she can't target them, she can't give them the retribution perk, which increases the damage that she gets from them and that she deals to them. But that also means whoever doesn't have the retribution perk, she automatically gets a 30% damage reduction from the, she gets a 30% damage reduction to any damage they do to her. So that makes her, interestingly enough, viable for some stuff in GVG, because you can send the flyovers that you're sending to just kill stuff. Your aerial guys can take it down, and you thought you were going to get a kill here, but you're really just hitting a target that's easy to keep alive. So there's some benefit there, some benefit. Doesn't make her meta, but it does make her great because it's a kit that is cool to add to the game, has some uses, it has its uniqueness, but it's not overwhelming, because that's when it gets, I don't want to say lazy, but that's when the devs start to get out of ideas, when they just make powerful champions. That being said, we knew Ingrid was going to be powerful for months, so it's not even a surprise. That's not a lazy effort. It's a well thought out kit. It's just a strong kit. Or give heroes that do HP percentage damage. Yep, same. Doesn't scale when she gets damage from it. Yes, it does. No, it does scale. She gets more damage. I'll show you. Let's show you here. So with Jira, her ability here, maybe I'm phrasing it wrong. Increases max HP by 30%. The higher the current HP percentage, the higher the hero's vulnerability, up to 30%. That's one part as well. Now let's talk about Retribution. And where's that ability listed? Right here. Retribution is listed. The caster receives more damage from units inflicted with Retribution. The thing is, they can only attack 1 enemy at a time. And you read below that, all damage received from enemies not inflicted with Retribution is reduced by 30%. Switching targets removes the retribution inflicted on a previous target. So if she can't target them, she automatically gets 30% less damage from that enemy. So it is kind of a damage reduction added in her kit for area units, which I think is cool because she's limited to fighting ground units. So it's good to have some kind of safety in there, because I don't like champions that are useless in content. I want them to have some benefit. But it does scale, because as you give her an increase in promotion and an increase in HP, like it says right there, the higher the current HP percentage, the higher the hero's vulnerability, up to 30%. So it does have some scale in there. They're not really specific about it, like what it is, but it is in the kit. Like the stream in PvP, or give her HP 8% damage in PvP. I could say HP percent damage dealers would be more welcome in PvP. For me, I would enjoy that. You have the best attitude in the game, always smiling to make people laugh. Look, man, I gotta do it. Look, we are playing a game, we are spending our time, we're having a fun time. It should be fun. When you tune into somebody making content, there's gonna be different perspectives of people that play the game. Sure, good, cool. Some people love it, some people despise it, some people have gotten all the champions and they're mad when they don't get the new champions because they have all the old ones. Some people may make rants. Let them. Everybody has the ability to do that because they make the content. Sure, go for it. But at the end of the day, we got to remember, it is a game. If you're not having fun playing a game, it's not a fun game. And you don't want it to become an unfun community at the same time. There's always going to be people that like the game, and even though they like it, they talk trash. go for it. That's your right to do it. I can't knock that. Have your fun. But I am mindful that I'm not the person that makes people dislike the game that I'm playing. If there's something that I don't like about it, yeah, I'll address it. I'll talk about it. Like, I'll have a whole conversation about it. But if it's not making or breaking the actual entire game, like, I've come from a game where I know what breaking a game looks like. Breaking a game is putting out 6 Hydra heads and not putting out a new one for 3 years and telling people it would have come out in 6 months. Now, sure, there's a pandemic. No, not the pandemic. There was a war that happened, and that displaced a lot of the staff. But they got new locations within not too bad an amount of time. So I'm grateful for that. I'm glad that people were safe. But at the same time, it's 3 years now, and it hasn't been one new head. So that's what I would say. Like, you know, I notice when devs neglect the content and the game goes downhill, that's a different story. When it's just power creep over power creep over power creep, that's a different story. When I finished playing that game, they had Taras and Mariska, which were 2 champions that were added. And when I tell you they broke Arena, they broke Arena. Since then, it's been like 2 other partner couples that have broken it like that on another level. So that's the area you don't want to get in here. Ingrid, overpowered, should be. She's an ancient exclusive lord. She's hard to get. 15x, everybody got a good chance to get her. You got her, cool. I do think she should be leveled down, toned down a little bit, or at least the content she's in should be adjusted to not play so much in just her favor. Sure, I'm with that. But at the end of the day, the devs respond quickly. The content gets put out pretty quickly in this game. There's been very few occasions where we could say, I don't know what's going on in this game, there's nothing to do. The last time I said that was like 2 weeks before anniversary came. And then there was so much to do. So it occurs. Obsidian said, I'm disappointed Injira goes down too quickly in AMR. I could agree with you on that. I've built it to where she can survive it. It's very kit specific, not kit specific, very gear specific, very gear intensive. So it can be done, but when we get into that, we're talking about the top 5, top 1% of players in the game. That's not very helpful for everybody. So she probably still could use a healer, or I mean, in that case, it sounds funny. Put a broke here nearby, but now we're just kind of defeating the purpose of putting her there. Yeah, I think AMR, I want to make her a little bit more tanky for AMR because she can do it. I just don't want her to do it only when Power Dominance is activated. I don't want that. Yeah, top left solo. She can do it by herself. Yeah, you can put it in the corners, which are nice. If she does, but her basic attack doesn't scale with HP. You said her basic attack doesn't scale with HP. You may be right about that. You're right. But her abilities in her kit scale with HP. They get benefits in HP. So for example, her Awaken 1, good example here, because she doesn't give Radiant Erosion, she uses it. So here, you gain 1 stack, that she consumes a stack of Radiant Erosion to deal additional damage equal to 4% of her max HP, so it gets a benefit from her HP to inflict stun. That what Glacier said also gives some benefit with HP, but that's neither here or there. It's a little more dated. There's one more ability, I gotta find it again, which is basically like her return attack. It's gotta be this one. No, that's not it. It's some attack, like on her, there it is. It's gotta be this. Yeah. So this essentially scales off of her HP. So the more HP you have, the more damage she can take, the more damage she can give back. That is technically scaling. It's not said the word scaling, but the more HP you have, the better you get out of this. It's scaling. It's scaling. Oh, the chat is popping. I gotta catch up. This is the first time I've ever had to catch up in the chat. Appreciate y'all. We're cooking. That works extra well in PvP. Let's see. All right, let me see where am I? Sitting on 8 on 25. That works extra well. It doesn't scale, but she gets damage from it. And PvP, and like the stream, you have always the best attitude. Appreciate that, my guy. I'll play that same game, brother. Yeah, she does. Her basic attack doesn't scale HP. We just talked about that. Cool. Same. This game, the devs seem to listen at least. I will say, the speed of them interacting and responding on stuff is great. Give you a perfect example. If you ever listen recently to a lot of the content creators that make content for Dragonair, it started off as a really, really lucrative game, really cool game, but they would mention that they wouldn't get responses from the devs. They would get hey, like a day before the content comes out, hey, here's some credits, here's a new champion, make content within the next 5 hours. Like, it's not good. Then, you know, because of how that was operated, I don't know if it's the devs. I don't know if it was, you know, overreach of, you know, corporate, but they're closing servers in the States, just gone. Like, and, you know, and it's because of that, like a lot of CCs stopped making content for the game. That's the example we don't want. We don't want that example. We want to have it where people are listening, they're giving feedback, they're active. It's funny, the majority of the events in this game don't happen in game. Do you know that? The majority of the events in this game happen in the Discord. Have you jumped in the Discord and see how many like freebies and stuff you can get while you're playing? They got like a daily check-in that gives you gems. Yes, there's like a whole bunch of stuff in this game that they put a lot into the Discord. And I can understand because the Discord is a really good thing, but there's a lot of like mini games that they put in there that you could just go in there every day and get free stuff. I really, like, it's a lot. Check it out. I promise you. Go into their Discord and just look at just all the other stuff you never clicked. There's a lot of things that just give you extra rewards in the game. I think there was one recently. I got 20 ancient summoning shards. I think I just put like my favorite defender or something. I think it was very simple. It was really simple, and got that sent to me. It was like a sentence I put in, and I almost got an ancient out of that. I mean, what are those things rated? Like $8 a piece? That's for a sentence? Cool with that. Keurig said, I guess it's good I go back to school tomorrow. I've been going hard for the past 3 weeks. Don't think I've played any game as much in the past 3 years or so. I get it. Respect. I appreciate it. I mean, I understand it. I appreciate it. I'm brain farting there. I understand. Thankfully, you play this game a lot because you want to. We've had games where we played them a lot because we have to, because of FOMO. You can knock out the dailies in this game, most of the dailies in half an hour, and be done and not play anything, and then just run background and go chill for your day, and congratulations, you've progressed far in your content. You could do that. There's a lot of other ones that didn't feel that way, so they're a little good on the time too. Good topic though. I think that was really good. Let me see here. Keurig said that. So Ingrid, he said, Ingrid definitely needs some tuning. I got lucky and pulled her. I set up my arena team with just Ingrid, Dolores, and Mari, and I'm up to Plat 1 without crazy gear. That should not be possible. No, it should be. Plat 1's not as, oh, wait a second. You just started playing, haven't you, Keurig? If I'm not mistaken, you started playing fairly recently, so yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's different. I was gonna say Ingrid makes sense to be in Plat 1. You could be in Plat 3 with Ingrid. Because she's just that amazing. But yeah, I understand. I can get that. And Mari does make content so much freaking easier because she allows everything else to do more damage, and she has the magic resistance decrease or whatever. And I don't know if it's physical too. I think it might be, but she applies that on everybody, so it does actually make it a lot easier, even though she doesn't do a lot of damage. Ooh, she gets more from her A1, right? Yeah, she gets that as well. Omer, what's cracking? Can we do something with the fusion shards? Maybe we can be exchanged for the same amount for shard fragments or legend or epic or legendary soul stones. Yes. Oh, I'll tell y'all, that's being added. So they've already asked us, they asked devs, and I think they made it an actual public public survey in the game. So when you go into here, I don't think it's active for me right now, but in this screen over here on the bottom right where the blue is, the blue icon, the triple icon there, below that it's a scroll sometimes. And when you click that, that gives you like a survey to fill out in the game. I do recommend actually filling those surveys out because they leak a lot of stuff they're gonna be doing in the surveys. Like they ask you, what do you think we should do with the upcoming thing? Or how did you enjoy this content? You know, what would you like to see coming up next? And then like in 2 months you see it. So if you ever want to see like a little bit of a sneak peek of what's coming on, do actually click the surveys. There's some sneak peeks in there. But yes, they asked one of the things of what do you want to do with your extra summons, your extra shards? And one of the answers was turn them into chests. It was like 3 different options, but one of them was like turn them into chests and use them to like buy those chests or get those things back. So it'd be cool. Yeah, that is actually coming to the game. They need to do some reward for those quizzes. Yeah. I mean, even if it's 50 gems, even if it's something small, it needs to be something for them, because that will incentivize people to just get them done. We get them pretty often. We get them like every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks we get another quiz to fill out. So that'd be pretty cool. Shadow Bahamut. Oh, good name. New to game, so still learning, but would love to see more gear variety that can make more viable choices. Lifesteal, add-ons to freeze, plague, poison, bleed, burn style gear. Okay, I'm with that. I agree with you on that. I think we want to give the game more time so we can do that. I think that's going to be awesome. What would be great is when they get like amplification gear, so gears that enhance like your burn or your freeze, your plague, your poison. So if you apply a certain thing, that it enhances how that works. So it increases like your bleed or your burn or your poison's damage by 40%. Small thing, but it'd be really cool to add in there. And just see if like those little things add to different content in the game. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think they will be adding some stuff like that. I do believe they're probably pacing that stuff out though, because that stuff can be game breaking. It can be. Case in point, there's so much code that goes into these games. I've seen where they spent like years on a piece of content and it was beaten by 2 heroes in raid. Anybody know about Nogdar the Hunter, the head hunter? They put a boss out that was like very hard to beat, and then you could just put Nogdar in there and he could one-shot the boss. And they had to patch it. They had to patch it really quickly. They had to put like 4 patches out in the same day to fix it, because they kept putting the patches out and then people just kept went and doing it again and it was still working. So it can be broken. So I'm pretty sure they're like seeing if it can be broken and then trying, okay, this looks safe, let's roll it out, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's good. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, same. I earned something and even forgot that I write for that. What to write for that event? That's cool. Yeah, like seriously, I do encourage people to fill them out. Just fill them out, or even if it says like, "How did you know about it? Mortar Mike sent me." Just whatever. I want them to like start paying attention to the stuff we're doing. That's one of the ways we do it. It seems insignificant, but it actually does matter. The devs really do use that insight and put it into the game. That's why the theme of the game is War Gives You More. And no, I don't get paid for that. I get some gold. I think I get some W gold as I keep working and making content. Sure, yeah. But I'm not getting like I'm not getting a whole bunch of stuff showing up in my accounts. Like, this is not a, you can't, like, if something's trash, I'm gonna bring it up. We're gonna talk about it. But I do like the idea of them adding new gear sets to the game, but they cannot add new gear sets until they increase the gear limit or make it to where gear that is already placed on heroes is not included in the total roster or inventory of gear you have. Sure, I know there's going to be the issue of gear muling, where you're just going to have a bunch of heroes that just keep gear on them. That's going to exist, but that's the direction we chose when we made this game, right, devs? So that's the path we got to go. We got to follow that. We got to figure that out. Yeah, and my Ingrid is like 55k BP. That's actually fairly low, but you're still cooking. I like that. They need to do some reward for those quizzes. That's what you said. I agree, Slate. Like 50 to 100 gems. Yes, CC sets would be so cool. I would love to see them add a chance to stun in sets. I am like enamored with stun, particularly with Kineza. I want her to work so bad, but I don't see it yet. Dassie already said, look at that. Gear storage expansion, or gear is on someone, it doesn't take up storage space. I literally just said that, and Dassie was like, she's already thinking it. So that's facts. Oh snap. Is that the Canes? Sebastian, what's cracking, guy? Just talking about stuff we want to add into the game. I'm making an actual list and I'm sending this to the devs. So I'm really getting like input from different players, different people that enjoy the game. What do they want to see adjusted in the game? I didn't want to make this just the Ingrid should be nerfed video. That's good, neither here nor there for me. Cool, make a video if you want to do that, but I want to talk about even more of the content in the game that's coming. And by the way, that's not like a snub on somebody who did it. I just didn't want this video to be, oh, this is bad, fix it, this is bad. Y'all know me by now. That ain't my style. My style is what can we do to enhance the experience for folks. Talking about eavesdropping, boy, you typing, I see you here, you ain't eavesdropping no more. You here, my guy. Next up, They'll offer the list. Okay. So this is from Varth FTW as well. Double O has some in here too. But Varth says, I think also having the ability to have arena snapshot your gear that you can freely change without needing to have the 5 heroes always best gear each time you log in, log out. So that's already being added. That's on the way. So that answers that question. He mentioned that. That's actually already coming to the game. This is why I said to fill out those forms. And also the dev insights are pretty good. Ivy does a bunch of those. She does a bunch of the dev insights where she like reads them and like say like the different questions, and they answer a lot of them. And sometimes that may not be the cup of tea for everybody to watch all those videos, but there's a lot of stuff you learn about in that when you watch the video. It's actually a lot of quality of life you find out about early, and it kind of lets you know, hold off on this or save resources for that. It's nice. It's nice. It is coming. Next up I got my list, y'all. I'm cooking. Next is another one from Varth. Maybe make a weekly challenge stage or stages for players to compete, similar to the tower event during the anniversary, but with limited hero pool that rotates each week. You don't need to own the heroes. I love this idea. I absolutely love this idea because one of my favorite things about Eternal Spire is that it removed artifacts, it removed gear, it removed books or skill ups, so you really had to use these champions like chess pieces. This champion has to be able to do this thing. They have to be able to do this thing, and they come at baseline, and you got to figure out how to make them work. I loved that. People that are really infatuated with the gear they farmed and stuff may not have loved it as much, but I love the freshness of content from that. I thought that was pretty cool, and I would love for them to make problem solving like that. That's a good idea. Like they are bringing it back. They are bringing that idea back, so that's good. I don't know how often. I don't want to wait until anniversary every year for that, but that's me. I still want the Praetor's boss to come back. That was one of the best pieces of content in the game. They did the Green Dragon, which is similar. I love those battles. Those are freaking fun. I love those. And the RNG is still involved. It's great. That was well-made content. Yeah, I would still like to have that added in here. If we could do that where it's a limited hero pool and it rotates each week. Also, I want some kind of way for them to bring friend assists back and more in-game content. It's such a great feature, but after you kind of get to mid-game to late game, you don't use it as much, except for like Guild Boss. I think it's the only thing you use it for at that point. Other than that, you don't use it for a lot of content, and it's a great feature. I just would like to know what content we want to put it in. Me personally, I would love the idea of them having content like a like another horror mode. Like you know, this is a tower defense game, y'all. Let's be real. We all want a good horror mode, and not just code. We're talking about endless. We want it. We want it. We all want it. But then from there, maybe I can get one hero from my allies and do something with that. I think it's pretty cool. Or we're already doing Demonic Crusade. It's going to pick up again. They started it, which is great. They've got new levels already in the game, but they're not active. So you could see that the new towers are already in the game already, but you can't do anything with them yet. So let's see if it raids. Is it here? Where is it? I always find it interesting to find some of these events. Demonic Crusade. So if I win the challenge here, main stage, there's already a new one here. There's already a new one coming in. And challenge stages, there's already one more of them. So this stuff is already in the game. It's just when they're gonna make it live, when they're gonna activate it. They're kind of rotating when that content comes out. So that's the Demonic Crusade side. Also lets you play with heroes that you might not own. That's the biggest thing I want. I want an instance where I can play with the heroes I don't own. When we played, you guys may know this. What event was it? I think it was the Captain Rev event. Well, you can play as Ares. Y'all remember that? The Captain Rev event, like the first or second level, you can play with Ares on there. And you can use them. Ooh, it slowed down. Hold up. Caught my computer in the act. It was trying to update, and I saw it this time. This time I actually looked at my computer and saw the frame rate change, and I knew that it was doing it. So So I'm keeping them from happening now. I can't stop it from doing it. I set it for not to not do it, and it still does it. It did back up the data again. I want to just check to see if there's a way I can manually, like, because I set it to manually do it. Let me see, preferences, and I'm using what's called Backblaze, which is really nice. Let's see, settings, schedule. Only when I click back up now, I don't click it. I'm gonna click once per day. Once per day, we're gonna do that. At 12 a.m. Yes, good. Now we're gonna set that. There we go. Maybe it won't do it anymore. It was. It most certainly was. Here we go. Love that idea too. Does love those that Ivy saves me reading them. Ivy does save me reading them. Yeah, like it's good. Like there's a lot of content that happens in this game that, you know, if you don't watch YouTube or if you're not in the Discord, you don't see it that often. And that's fair. It happens. But I'm out of water and everything. I done talked it up. I got a dry mouth. I like the Dahlia event with RNG perks that drop. Yeah, that was cool. They had a Praetus one like that before, and people loved that content. And I also like the fact that it was limited time content. I think it would have gotten boring if we did it too often. I think a burst of time to have something amazing is great for this content, great for this game, because the content actually feels somewhat unique. There's nothing in here. What am I doing? Next up, Omera says, yeah, that improves creativity also. Like Ronaldo first used Borat in Gear Dungeon 2. Now we know it's something possible. Yes, Gear Dungeon 2, yeah, that got a whole, that was fun because this is right after the whole Boreas thing. And it's like, hey y'all, chill, like we upset. Yeah, we don't like it, we get it, yeah, but at the same time, like the next pieces of content, he's not even viable options for it. So it kind of makes it to where like he was going to be balanced in the content. It's just PvP people have an issue with. But yeah, like that was an issue. Then when we figured out Thalin, one of the most forgotten ancient exclusive legendaries in the game. One of the most forgotten in the game. But he trivializes Gear Dungeon 1. He could just throw a Mjolnir, like a Gungnir. I forgot the term. I said Mjolnir, that's a hammer. Or like Gungnir or something like that. I think it's like Gun Gear or something like that. I can't say it right. But he throws that and it just chips away at all the health that they have. And then what's cool is if you time it right, if they don't die, when he comes back, he has extra strong attacks he does as well. I don't think he can give them stun, but he does extra strong attacks on top of that. So like it's great. It's great. Next up we have, oh, Giffen, what's happening, my guy? Hi, Slate. Hi, Mike. Slate, what's going on? You can, it's called the test server. You know what's funny? I think the devs actually play the test server, but I think they're all Shanghai accounts. This is just me, because I see like on the back end what, like there's a whole chat you guys can't see. But I see them like leveling up champions and trying stuff. But at the same time, I think it's easier to get players to do it than to hire employees to do it. I think it's easier to get, you know, 100 players on the test server to test our content than to pay 100 employees to only test this thing that's going to be ready for a week and then come out. What is that person doing after that? They go back to another role, or they got to leave that role and it suffers while they're gone doing this thing. So I understand them outsourcing that part by making it test server. So that's why I say like interact as much as you can. It only makes the game better. Like the surveys, check them out, fill them out. Let's see, is back. Yeah, it was backing up. It was. I'm glad it's back active now. I think it shouldn't do it anymore to stream. I set it to only do it at midnight now, so maybe that helps. Next point. Oh, this is actually the point that I just said. This is from me in a stream. I said, I would love for friendly assist to be available in Eternal Spire. It's such a great feature that you kind of forget about it as you play. Just said that. Not going to speak more on it, just said that. This is from Double O. This is his idea. Imagine, can you tell me like horror mode? Imagine an endless tide, but this is a cool idea though. Imagine an endless tide with 2 players in an arena type setting where each player has their own side taking on endless hordes together. That will blow this game up to the next level. That was from Double O. And then I said, because I cooked with it. I said, Guild Crusades should be the name of that double O. You and at least one other player do it together on a split screen, and you have to quote unquote pair up with someone, and your records count together as an attempt. That'd be fire. That'd be fire. Then I said also, this is a big one I mentioned in an earlier stream. I mentioned an idea where the Demonic Crusades should have boss battles, but they should be themed around different faction lords. That should be hard. That would go hard. Different factions in the game, like the different lords. Like Leia's you gotta find a way to get like, wait, is an anti-heal from demons yet? Or maybe you gotta do true damage to get around like the heals they get and stuff like that. Cyrus, when you send your minions up to try to get it to attack him, he actually sends minions down. He sends like uncommon eyes and like beat them or like pass them or fly over or use the right thing to get to him to deal damage. Or King Hars, you gotta destroy a certain amount of targets along the way, like different totems or something, and if you don't, his shield pops up and your merit flies over and knocks all of your demons back down the list, like down the hill or something like that. Like, I want some really cool ideas. I want ideas where like the left lane and the right lane and the center lane are here, and it's the demi phase, it's a demi stage, and you gotta make sure your guys don't travel down the wrong lane, because if they do, they're gonna get hit by the AoE attacks that she does by the icons she has set on stage. Like, I want some cool things. I want some cool ideas. I actually have an idea for every faction lord battle already. Like, I already have them in my head of what they would be like, and I just want the devs to just ask me, tell us more about it, because I certainly will. But what do y'all think of that idea? Like the Demonic Crusades having faction bosses, faction lord bosses, and that's easy because you just got to make them according to the faction lords in the game. That's what makes it so great. You already love the champions, you already love them. Now it's like, okay, let me make some great content surrounding them. Just saying, just saying. Next up, we had the last one on the list here was by Varth FTW. He said, would be nice to have a co-op option with a friend, like you each have 5 heroes to choose and share some costs, but can help complete stages or other various challenges. So I'm still kind of figuring out what he meant by that. Let me know if I'm mistaken, like not understanding that. But he said, would be nice to have a co-op option with a friend, like you each have 5 heroes to choose and share some costs, but can help complete stages or other various challenges. So what I'm guessing is, oh, I bit my tongue. You can have, actually, this isn't that difficult to code. So, excuse me. This could be formatted very similar to Live Arena. You enter the queue, and then after a second, you get paired up with somebody, and then you both pick your team of 5. You got a minute to pick your team based on the heroes you got, and you share the cost pool. And what happens is you tap the next hero that you're gonna put on the map, and then they'll see that, and so like they'll you know, like that basically lets you know this is the next hero that's in queue, and you both can only put down 1 hero at a time. Oh, that would be fire. The only thing is you got to figure out how to like let them know where you want to put them. So you got to drag them there. Maybe it's like a blue icon that shows up there, or the tile turns blue. Now let's see that thing's gonna come in there, and you have to do like co-op battles. That's actually pretty dope, Var. See, now I gotta send him a message directly because I love that idea. It could be a little complicated, but I will play that. Live Arena would be fun, but that's always going against. I would love live co-op. Oh yes, oh yes. The only thing is, the biggest issue with this, and I also said with Live Arena, is that the main thing that we play, even in regular arena right now, and every content in the game, is we control the speed. So you would have to disable that speed option. The speed option can't be active. You can't have the slowdown to put down stuff at the perfect time. You really got to put it down at just a fast speed. So they have to figure out how to do that, how to add that content, balance that out. I would like to see that. That's probably one of my favorite ideas now that I understand what it is. You both bring your team of 5 and you go up against the content. And you share the cost, because it has to be something where it's like a group thing. You have to share the cost. Maybe the cost comes in quickly. Maybe, who knows? I would say with that, if you have that, you have to have special abilities that each person can pick. I don't want to call it like blessings. That's not it. And my son is by my door, I can hear him. But I would love the idea of having like a special ability you can have, like, you know, you can have an option that's similar to Pratus. Like, you have this ultimate ability you can turn on. Hold on one second. Are you having a good time? Let me make sure. I'm still a parent. Let me make sure. Let me hear what that sounds like here. Okay, they're having fun. I had to make sure. You gotta check these things. Yeah, I would love that idea. I might have to make that one of the biggest things. A live co-op event. Yeah, they're right by my door. By the way, my office is like right here. Their room is like 15 feet away from me. So anytime I make content, I have to hope they're asleep. They're not asleep. So you can hear them the whole time. Let me get them from the door just for a second, because I love them, but they have a tendency to use the same joke 19 times, so I'm sure you can hear them. BRB, and I don't have a screensaver or anything. One second. Yes, that's exactly what all those one-star sounds sound like. Oh, so Omer is saying, wait, y'all can hear me, okay, good. Omer is saying, yeah, I would like to have to choose which one auto ultimate, which one manual. So they're right, but they're still at the door. So please forgive me, y'all. My son has a tendency to ignore me sometimes, even though he's a third of my size. I gotta get them from the door, because they're having fun, but they're not having fun in the living room, which is far away from me. But they like to come by my door and make a lot of noise. Like, they got this thing they do. If I'm in the office and they want to do something either with me or like with my tablet or with something that I have, they'll come to the door and they'll lay on the floor by the door and talk under the crack of the door and like make their requests through the crack. And if I look over, I can see these little fat fingers coming under the door trying to reach into the office. So it is very interesting to be a parent making this content. That was the last one that I had on my list for today of what were the things I'd like to see added into the game. Please forgive me, y'all. Y'all probably still can hear it. I know it. But that's their thing. They love doing all this little fun stuff. They also do a lot of summons with me on the test server. Oh, and this too, so since it's already content that's out, this isn't necessarily a secret, so I can show it. Where's the option here? So I can pull it up on here. All they're saying is, oh mommy, very loud over and over again. And of course you can tell I'm a little bit agitated when I say it very loud. All right, while this boots up, I'm gonna go get him one more time and tell him, please y'all, go to the living room. BRB, 1 second. Yes, I made it back. Now, the content I want to talk about. Good Lord, y'all. Look, it has to happen. It must occur. Where is it? Gallery. So we don't have the icons for them yet. When we get the icons, I can test them. He's not in game yet. Zaris is not in the game yet for us to play with. These two. So you're probably already seeing content about Numera. I could just show this so you guys can view it. Numera is joining the game very soon. She's like a fighter version of Yovar. She's awesome. She's awesome. We can't play with it yet because we can't summon her yet. Also, there's a little bit of a cheat code in test server. You'll laugh at this. When the champions are on the screen, or the champions are in the gallery and they're darkened out, we can still summon them. They're just darkened out from being added for us as a time to make content, but they're already in the pool. So if they were in here, we could actually summon them and start getting them early. So I could try to do that. The downside is we can never summon ancients on the test server because there's never an ancient banner. You can only do ancient summons doing an ancient banner. So there's never one on the test server. We can never do summons. That's why we'll have tons of summons, but we only have like 30 ancient summons because there's no banner to even use them on. That was the first one. And of course you may know about this one as well. This is the other one that's being added to the game, Sanja, the one with the twin crossbows. She is going to be in the game soon. The new Epic Demon Soldier. Oh yeah, the new Epic Demon Soldier. Yes, I read it right this time. The Frieza one is nice. I haven't played with him yet. He seems pretty frail, but if he is left unattended to, he can do some crazy damage because now you got to think about having debuff removers in your defense too. And debuff removers in your team. So if you don't have that, that's interesting. You're gonna be in a screwed spot out there. Still a kid at heart. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, that's what people were like my boy Sebastian has his perspective on it. I understand completely because we both came from raid, so there's a little bit of trauma around hiding champs behind different pieces of content. So I understand it. But the way that I see it is, this is just more rewards that you can get from Arena. Plain and simple. We've already getting a bunch of rewards, now we can get more. I initially wondered if this is gonna like make Arena extra hard for people and stuff. I don't necessarily think so. I think Arena's already been crazy competitive. I think it's just gonna continue to be crazy competitive. I don't think it's gonna change as much as you think it would. And the champion that we're getting, she's not a bad champion. She's a great champion, but it's more of a trophy champion because she's not needed for a bunch of content. There's no, oh, if you don't have her, you're not going to do well in the game. And also, it's going to take forever to get her. Even if you did Apex Overlord for like a month and some change, you're still not getting her. It takes a while to get this champion. And so I think that's just a reward for people that enjoy Arena. They just make their options. Yeah, exactly. Like 4 years, she's going to take forever. Wife got her from Guild Boss. Oh yeah, you can't get her from the drops. That's right. Nice, I'm jealous. Also, sometimes we don't get the demons in the content. Sometimes we don't get some of this stuff. The fastest server in the game is actually Forerunner, believe it or not. They get everything first. We get things to test usually a little bit after them, sometimes a few hours, sometimes a few days. They get it first. And what's funny is, along with that, we have to get approval for content we make on the test server. So it takes us longer to even put the content out. But that being said, we usually have access to stuff as soon as it's available. So even though they get the updates and stuff early, we get like the heroes and stuff early so we can review them a little quicker. That's just a little inside for y'all. So y'all can know that little secret about why, you know, how we make content, the order of us doing things. If you ever wanted to know what pace to see stuff, look at your Forerunner players. If you want to see something active in game fastest, if you want to see heroes in action the fastest, test server guys. So that's it. This is my last one because I've had too many of these and I should be having water instead, but this is my favorite flavor. So Before I end this, because we've talked for quite a minute, we've had an amazing time, let me know if there are any more ideas, either right now in the chat, feel free to mention them in the chat, or in the comments if you're watching this video afterwards. What are some of the changes you want to see come into the game? We already know the Ingrid conversation. We get it. We get it. We're asking for different things. we're not being nearsighted about this. We already, the world is aware of that. Now let's talk about more stuff we want to see added to the game. Yes, Slate. I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna make the proposal. Slate is gonna have access to the test server by the end of this month. I'm gonna put that out there. I think it's highly likely you will get it. Highly likely. Not only because, to be fair, Slate, if I'm not mistaken, you're probably the fastest growing content creator in Watch of Realms right now. Like the fastest. I have a little over 2,000 subscribers right now. Happy about it. I love it. I think it's awesome. Love every one of y'all. Thank y'all for being here. It's go time. But Slate is at like 1.8 already. Like, she's skyrocketing. She's making content really quickly. And I love that people love the content that she's making. They love her personality. They love the enthusiasm. They love the stuff that we make together. Like, the collaborations are good. You see her in all of your favorite content creators' places. So, ooh, Omer, you just made something very interesting. I may have heard something about that. So that's going to turn the conversation. That is in the works. Collabs are already in the works for Watcher of Realms. Now, how do I know this? I listen to the dev insights from Ivy League Gaming, with little Lily sitting in her lap. She's going over the dev insights, and she will tell you stuff like that because people will ask about it. And things like Capcom or Monster Hunter are one of the first ones that always come into the list. Oh my gosh, if they put Dante and Virgil into this game, oh my goodness. Yeah, they work on that stuff since like day one. Yeah. All you gotta do is make dollars and make sense. That's definitely in the works. All the gacha games that do exceptionally well do it. I mean, we know the best example of this is Raid. Raid had Ninja in the game, had Ronda Rousey. What they did to Alexander was destructible. It was terrible. Because they made him a champion that you rarely use. Saito is a legendary in the game who also used to be a content creator for the game. There's a couple more, there's a good bit more. They added Monster Hunter champions into the game. There's a lot of collaborations. Ultimate Death Knight was a meme that people joked about the game for so long, they made it a hero. So it's very common for gacha games to do it. That is something that is already in the works. I don't know what IP they're using first. I'll be clear. I'm of the opinion, because the first one to always jump at these things are Capcom franchises. That's usually the first one. Xena, another one, Xena. I didn't like the Xena one because you essentially had to buy Xena. I ain't like that. There's no way to get Xena other than being a wallet princess. There's no other way to get her. So I wasn't a fan of that. But hey, she's good in the game for some people. That's cool, that's great. But like, there were a lot of these. There were a bunch of these. So it's definitely in the works for this game. This game already doing very well. Rathalos being an unarmed faction, they'd be fire. They'd be fire. I do think they should get Dante and Virgil. If I'm thinking of the first one I'm thinking, Dante and Virgil, and they better be fighters. They better be fighters. I just think it's cool because they already have the weapons, they already have these cool abilities and stuff. And what they may have, this is what I drink. I drink these. Not much alcohol. I might have, don't laugh at me. I was in the Marines for 6.5 years and I still don't mind a good mimosa. I don't like forgetting my days. I like remembering them. A freaking kid. But yeah, Capcom's almost always the first franchise to jump on with collaborations. I've noticed this. They've almost always been the first one people even think of for collaborations on different games, because they have such a varied roster. Golden Axe, they're like, you know the teams. Like, I would love to see, that would be one of them. I would be interested if they did like a special event. This is kind of overreaching. But it does fit within the realm of what's going on. If they have what are called realm battles, where every couple of months you enter a realm that's themed off of a different collaboration. So what if you had an option where you fought some of the bosses of Elden Ring? Like the DLC came out and then like a month later you had the Elden Ring variation inside here. That's the realm that's open for you to go for that period of time. That would be freaking fire. The problem is for devs that would be challenging because that's so much work to do, or for something that's used for such a small window of time. That's why heroes are such a big deal. That's why they brought Ninja back in Raid. Yeah, they did. I think they did. Like after a while, you just got to kind of make these things work because you can't do a bunch of work for something so short. It has to be something you can use a lot of times or gets a lot of ROI out of it. I got some cotton candy moonshine for you. I don't know what to do. Wait, it's cotton candy supposed to be sweet? Yeah, but I would love the themed events. I think that'd be really cool. But actual realms, I think that'd be really cool. As long as they don't start only realms, I'm okay. If we're being fair, we got some champions in the games that can start some only realm accounts. I mean, as much as we want to pull this champion, let's be clear. This video is fire. Oh no. You know what? I gotta do this justice. You know what? I might even get a copyright strike. I don't care. Let's see. If I'm gonna do that, I gotta actually put the music on for it. And oh wait, the music is off for y'all. Y'all can't hear a thing. So the music is up, but you can't hear the game. So I'm gonna put it like 100, and maybe like right here. Okay. I'm gonna turn the stream music off. Let's be clear. The music. She's not there. She's there. The intro sound of this. I love that. Oh my gosh. You can't tell me that's not fire. I was born to rule. Come on, Sharon Stone. I shall. Come on, Sharon Stone. You can't tell me that's not fire. Step into the light of a new. You can't tell me that's not fire. I don't care. You really can't tell me because I'm shouting and in the chat. That's cool. But that stuff takes a lot of work to make. And also, I don't know what it is. It freezes in her cinematic often on my game. I don't know why. It's the second time I did it in the videos and the second time it's frozen both times. And it's not me, because you see I'm still talking while it's happening. But just great stuff. Just great stuff. Now let's turn this music off before I get a copyright strike. Gotta be quick about that. And gotta be quick about that. Gotta be quick about that. Sorry. You can't joke about that out here because these streets is mean. Yeah, but that music is fire. But yeah, actual rounds would be fire. I would love that idea. Okay, I got a list, y'all. We've been cooking. We've been cooking for a minute. We've been chatting for a minute. This is funny because this is why I love making content. Have y'all realized we just had a whole conversation, a chat, like chilling, having a good time. We haven't played a lick of the game. We did maybe like 10 summons. We just been hanging out, vibing, putting ideas together, like putting together stuff we could send to the devs. I want to see what they do with this stuff. I want to see this game succeed. It's fun. That is definitely her, Sebastian. Now I can't stop actually picturing Ingrid going all basic. It's basically Sharon Stone. It's definitely Sharon Stone. Like, you know what? I don't know if I can recommend people watch it. Watch it on YouTube. Don't go watch the original version because you ain't about to get me in trouble. But there's YouTube videos of it, and one of the terms gratuitous comes on the screen, and it's hilarious. Since you play a game with less than an hour, we can talk that. We can talk about that. But it is funny because like it is exactly who they got the inspiration from, And I respect it because she was like a really big deal for the time when that movie was out. I get it 100%. Yeah, watch that on YouTube where people would get flagged if they put the other stuff up. You watch the other stuff, that's on you. I'm not here to judge you. You have a wonderful day. You probably will. But yeah, that's my list. Unless there's something else that we didn't think of yet, I'm so glad you mentioned that about having a collabs in the game. Yeah, they are on the way, and I look forward to them. But do know this. This is why I said earlier I think in a video beforehand, was it throughout this weekend? No, you know what? It was in the video that I'm going to put out tomorrow, but I'll tell you today, make some content. If you want to understand what it takes to make content, I want you to check out my man Jake Smash's content. He literally can make all of his content from his cell phone outside if he wants to. He did a podcast on base, just standing off to the side. If you want to get some extra credit in the game, get some extra gems at least, there's some other benefits that come too. We can't talk about them all, but at the end of the day, there are some benefits to making content as a content creator. You get access to stuff early. Heck, Slate's definitely going to be on a test server by the end of this month. I see it. It will occur. It must occur. It really must, because we got to see it happen. But yeah, appreciate y'all. I just realized I got an important call coming up in a few as well. So there's my message. Ooh, Lord, they're busy. Send them all at the same time. Boom, boom. Goodness. Yeah, I got a bunch of these. Let me go ahead and get these things here taken care of. I love y'all. I do hope that y'all have had an amazing time with us today, with me today, with y'all today, with y'all realm watchers. May you have an amazing weekend. I hope that you guys enjoy yourself. I love y'all. Press the like button on the way out. Drop a comment if you watch this video later on and you're just catching up on it. Give me a comment of something you want to see added to the game. Great stream. Glad we fixed the slideshow chaos. Yo, y'all don't understand how happy I am about that. I'm gonna stream way more often now because I'm confident that it works. Don't nobody want to see me playing a game with great graphics and I'm playing it like I'm on an N64. No, we don't want that. They don't want that. Kirex, I can't thank you enough. I gotta find something to owe you for that. Like, bro, you saved the career. I love y'all, appreciate y'all. Y'all have an amazing time. I will see y'all soon. Tomorrow I'm gonna drop my video on my ancient summons. Every summon that I did with it, because I did a collection for a very interesting reason. You'll see it when you see it, and you also see what happened from that. What occurred may or not should have occurred. But there was gold and there was results. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Hope you have an amazing time. I will see y'all soon. Take care, and yet again, peace. Thanks for all the good times. Thank you, Mason Kierks. I appreciate you as well. Y'all